businesses. So on to the topic at hand. Why is your social media not getting you any clients? Why is your social media not doing what you want it to do? And I found there's a few reasons why, but I want to focus on three core ones in this video, and most importantly, how can you fix it and actually get somewhere? And so this area is so important, such a big thing. We actually spend with our NDIS business growth program clients, we spend an entire module focusing on how to master social media and to make it work, to make it be effective for your business and to get the most out of it. And that is just that critical. So we all know that social media is huge, Facebook's huge, YouTube, all that, and your business has to be there. But there's no point just being there if it's not going to actually work for you towards some kind of strategic purpose. So 3 reasons that it doesn't work for people. And reason number 1 is that so many providers I see are going straight to the decision phase of the buyer's journey in what they post. So what do I mean by that? If you're not aware of the buyer's journey, a potential buyer for your business will basically go through 3 stages. They'll go through awareness, where they become aware that they've got an issue or a particular goal or a particular challenge. Then they'll go through the consideration phase, where they try and figure out what they're going to do about it or learn more about it and what their opportunities to fix it or to get where they want to go are. And then they'll reach the decision phase, where they actually make the call on what they're going to do, what service provider they're going to engage, and so on. And so much social media is focused directly on that decision phase. You know, you've seen the posts, I'm sure, and a lot of us have been guilty of focusing on just sharing them. You know? I am a registered NDIS service provider. Come and work with me. These are the services we provide at our NDIS registered provider business. Yada yada yada. All those, they're all focused on make a decision to come and work with me. Come and choose me as your provider, and they're all focused on the provider rather than on the client. So you need to turn that around in 2 ways. Firstly, you need to make your social media focused on the people who fit your buyer persona, okay? The relevant audience to your market, the relevant target market as you would call it, and you need to focus all the way along the buyer's journey. You need to put out content that focuses on your audience when they're in the awareness stage. You need to put out content that focuses on your audience when they are in the consideration stage. And you need to put out content that focuses on your audience when they're in the decision stage. And your social media strategy has to take in all 3 in your content strategy. You can't just go for the decision, and you can't make it all about you. And that leads me into what is my second point, and that is that it's not all about you. Stop talking about yourself in your clients that your posts that you put out, and what services you have, and that you're a registered provider, and whatever else you can make in whatever else way that you make it about you. It's not about you. Your social media has to be about your audience, and you have to work to make your audience fit your buyer persona so that the content you put out is relevant. And you need to make it about them, their goals, their challenges, their struggles, and also about stories of those that have worked with you who have succeeded. Okay, you need to put out content that shows people who have achieved the goals that your other buyers want to achieve, people that have overcome the challenges that they face. Obviously, you want to be sharing stories of people who have worked with you, but again, it's not about you. So it's not posts that say, hey, look how our service solved this problem. No, it's how Susie achieved this goal, how Johnny overcame this challenge. And of course, the story in that video obviously links back to how they worked with your service, which then plants the seed of awareness about your service. But you do it while focusing on the client, on the buyer, rather than focusing on yourself. Your marketing in everything, including your social media, and everything you do on social media is branding and marketing. It has to be client-centric, participant-centric, not about you. It's not marketer-centric. And the third thing that we want to focus on is people focus on getting likes, but they have no real coherent strategy. So it's all about kind of how many likes have I got on my Facebook page, or it's all about how many people like this particular post. Okay, you're going to have a lot of people who particularly in the early stages, who follow your page because they're related to you or they're friends, they're supporters, but they're not actually potential clients. And so those likes are irrelevant. And that's going to come down to people who like your posts, people who like your page. So everything you put out has to follow a coherent strategy that's focused on what action do I want people to take from this particular post? Okay, do I want them to sign up to an email list? Do I want them to potentially become a client? Do I want them to share this so that more people in their network see it without me, and it expands my reach without me having to pay? There's always got to be a strategy in what you're posting. And that's what you're focusing on. Are we converting on our strategy or not how many people like our page? Because at the end of the day, that is an irrelevant number. So if your social media is all about you, and if your social media is all about going to the decision phase, then it's not getting you anywhere. If your social media is too focused on how many likes you get and doesn't have a coherent strategy and isn't on a certain action that you want people to take, it's not going anywhere. So with your social media, know your buyer persona, know their buyer's journey, put out content that nurtures them along the buyer's journey from awareness to consideration to decision. Make it about them. Share stories that resonate with them and are all about them, and focus on your strategy and putting out content that actually calls people to a particular action rather than worrying about how many likes you get. And I guarantee you'll start to see more meaningful engagement that actually turns into meaningful business for you from your social media. If you've got any other questions about social media across all the different platforms that you might have, please leave your question in the comments. I'll do my best to answer it for you. If not, I'll try and find somebody who can. I'm sure there are others around that can share as well. It's incredibly important. So let me know if you've got any other questions, any other comments, put them in the comments under this link, and I look forward to talking on our next video. Cheers, and keep on changing the world.